If I had a magic drug that was so fantastic that if you took it once, you would win every competition you would enter for the next 5 years. But it had one minor drawback: it would kill you 5 years after you took it. Would you still take the drug? This question was posed to elite athletes in the 1990s by Robert Goldman. And the shocking thing was, more than half the athletes agreed to take the drug. These findings, yet controversial, can still be seen in today's world. Elite athletes get banned from competitions for using illegal substances with possible deadly side effects. Especially when it comes to building a dream body, substance abuse is something no one ever talks about. And doping is, what few know, not only used in professional bodybuilding, but also in the preparation for movies and actors, models in fitness magazines, and maybe even your favorite Instagram celebrity who is claiming to be all natural. But how natural is natural? How can you tell the difference between a person using steroids and a drug-free bodybuilder? To be really precise, calling oneself a drug-free athlete is already a lie. Most human beings are not drug-free. Drugs get consumed on a daily basis everywhere in this world. Alcohol, cigarettes, coffee are all drugs. Drugs are per definition substances other than food that cause a physiological change in the human body. Alcohol alters the level of neurotransmitters. Caffeine binds to adenosine receptors, which increase alertness and wakefulness. There's a difference between drug consumption and doping. Your grandmother drinking 3 cups of coffee a day is not doped, but on drugs. The difference between caffeine and testosterone and your grandmother and the doped athlete is that testosterone is found on the prohibited list and caffeine is not. The prohibited list is a document posted every year by the World Anti-Doping Agency, which exactly declares which substance can be consumed and which cannot. The prohibited list is also the fundament for the so-called doping tests, which purpose is to create equality and fairness in sports. At least that's what it should. In fact, it's fairly easy to cheat the doping test. Lance Armstrong won the Tour de France 7 times before his conversion to doping. And he never failed a doping test. After Armstrong has confessed to doping, there could be found no winner, because 6 of the 7 runner-ups were also doped. And all this happened in the Tour de France. It's a really popular event with high financial goods. Nothing in comparison with a natural bodybuilding competition that usually is being held in a small sports hall. But how can a bodybuilder, how can an athlete cheat the doping test? The smartest way is to simply plan your steroid cycle. In fact, for most competitions, the athlete only gets tested for steroids on this single competition day, which does not mean that the athlete has never used steroids in their previous life. Steroids can be out of your system when you take the doping tests, but the effects on your physique are still all there. The drug tests in bodybuilding competitions are usually urine samplings. So some bodybuilders simply take old urine with them or urine from a friend and pop it into the bottle. There has even been reports of some badass bribery of bodybuilders giving money to the event hosts. For example, Big Ramy, Dennis Wolf. Both dudes that look huge have competed in natural bodybuilding competitions. This ridiculousness will lead to heated discussions, more views, and maybe more sales for the event hosts. As you can see, the Natural Bodybuilding Federation simply doesn't have the financial goods or will to create a high-quality doping test. And even if they could provide a high-quality doping test, there's no 100% chance in really discovering the steroid use. The participation in drug tests and competitions therefore cannot really help us in detecting a natural bodybuilder. We have to look out for certain traits, appearance, behavior that make steroid consumption more likely. A useful tool is the Fat-Free Mass Index calculator. The fat-free mass index represents a useful measurement tool to detect steroid abuse, because there's a natural limit of how much muscles you can put on, because the muscle building process is regulated by a protein called myostatin. Myostatin levels are very different in persons due to genetics, which means that some individuals are capable to build on more muscle mass than the others. But even the guys with the perfect genetics could not manage in this study to get higher than 26. So 26 represents the limit of how high a natural bodybuilder can get. Over 26 is just impossible and only got reached by steroid abusing bodybuilders. These are some FFMIs of Instagram famous bodybuilders which are claiming to be all natural. As we all know, steroids lead to changes in the human appearance, some more obvious to the naked eye than the others. Let's look at the changes that a simple testosterone cycle can bring with it. Due to the elevated androgen levels, the cycle may lead to body hair growth and head hair loss. But do not forget that genetics plays a role in this process too. Some of the pro bodybuilders like Jay Cutler, he does have real fancy hair, while some natural guys get bald after turning 20. The bloated face and gynecomastia. This is due to the water retention and the turning of excess androgens into estrogens in the body, also called aromatase. This phenomena can be counteracted with medicine, which means smart bodybuilders do not get it. And acne may be a sign of doping too. Acne is especially fishy when it appeared really severe and fast, especially on the chest. But again, there are a lot of natural bodybuilders with acne and stretch marks, so this isn't really an indicator too. Something that you may not notice due to the observation is that steroid user gets smaller testicles. This is due to the fact that the testosterone in the needle leaves the testicle without a job.
Paulie, what's up? No, yeah, everything's fine. Hey, listen, I quit.
In general, steroid users have this unreal comic book physique, and they achieve this in no time. They look full and strong on a very low body fat percentage, with those abs sculpted into their body and with vascularity, veins all over it. More promising than the appearance is the behavior of steroid users, especially in the gym. Steroid user can and spend long hours training and rarely take any days off because they don't have to. Due to the increased protein synthesis, steroid users can get good gains with no recovery. The increased protein synthesis is also giving the steroid users the ability to train only one body part in a training. For a natural bodybuilder, this would be a huge amount of time wasted. In their personal life, doped bodybuilders are also more likely to experience aggression due to their elevated testosterone levels. These elevated testosterone levels may rarely lead to roid rage, which is the total loss of control. If I want you to learn one thing out of this video, it is to realize that more people are on steroids than you actually think. It may be hard to prove due to the lack of quality in doping tests and visual observation. But don't forget that there's a real competitive world out there for an athlete. One day you can live on the streets and one day you can be a champion. If you need to feed your family off your passion, you may need to pay the price. Hey guys, I just finished editing this video and I realized it was more harsh than I expected. I just wanted you to realize that this is not a hate video and all the persons in these videos are just used as examples for me to get my point across. I'm planning to do more educational fitness videos in the future. If you're into this stuff, then don't forget to subscribe. Well, maybe I will do a shreds video first.